accepting to hang with me now. And it does just taste just like chicken. And so I'm getting pummeled. And you know that movie, it was a rough campaign. They had calling federal election observers. And on my lowest day of the campaign, I'm just feeling awful. I get a letter to my city council office saying, you may not remember me, but 15 years ago I met you on an airplane. And it was the first time I ever flew with my kids. And she goes on to talk to me about the kindness that she experienced there. And then, this is not a rock concert. Let's get the beach balls out. Goucher. Never happened before. And she ends up saying at the end of the letter, you know, my family owns a factory in Newark. We have a lot of city employees employed. Please come and talk to them. We haven't been able to tell you what you stand for, but I've been able to speak to your character as a person. They ended up offering me campaign contributions, which politicians love. And, but more importantly, the young boy actually was now an older man, and he was one of my best campaign volunteers. And so, you guys clap. You never forgave me for those horrible jokes. So this is what I'm saying, is we have a choice to make every moment. And those people who can choose to tell their truth and not yield to circumstance are those that end up making an impact in those small ways. My grandfather died during that campaign, and I'll never forget how, I know exactly where it was when I heard. I was told to call my grandmother. I pulled over on the side of the road on 18th Avenue in Newark, and I just wept and wept and wept. And then I held on to a story that a friend of mine, I think it was an astrophysicist, told me that stars you look up in the sky, some of them you see have gone out long ago, but the light that they emanated while they were living still lives forever. We're still seeing it now. And that's who we are. We emanate energy that even beyond the time that we die is still going to be out there having an impact. But so many of us don't live our lives brightly. We dim ourselves every day. We let external circumstance dictate to us, as opposed to dictating to external circumstances. My dad told me as a kid, Corey, choose. You can be a thermometer or a thermostat. Thermometer just reflects the world around you. A thermostat is those people who set the temperature when they walk into a room. And my last example of this goes back to my college days, where I was working in an after-school, in a summer program with inner city youth. And I was at the end of a long, hot summer and the end of a long, hot day. Everybody was tired, but they asked me to give an inspirational talk at the end. And I'm a sophomore in college, and I didn't have that many great stories. So I decided to do, there's an old saying that good speakers borrow, great speakers steal. And so we had a great speaker who came and spoke to my high school football team. We did this experiment. We were all sitting down. He said, okay, I want everybody to raise their hands as high as you can. And we all raised our hands. And he said, okay, now go 3 inches higher. And we were all like, oh my gosh, we got 3 inches higher. He goes, well, you told me to go as high as you could. You can always go 3 inches higher. And he pounced on us with this lesson. You can always go 3 inches higher. And we were like football players who were like, yeah. And so now I was doing this experiment with kids. I asked them to do that, raise your hands as high as you can. And they look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, raise our hands. It's time. We just want to go home. It's time to go. One kid put up his hand. The other kid's like, put your hand down, man. You got BO, you smell. Put that arm down. And so I decided to resort to a base form of persuasion, forgive me, that is most often known of in my circles in politics. It's called bribery. And I pulled out a $5 bill and I said, $5 to the kid who can raise his hand highest. And all the kids' hands shot up in the air because within all of us, there is this root seed of capitalistic instinct. We are far more rational economic actors than we know about. There's a sale. I don't need it, but it's on sale. And so these kids had their hands shot up. And now I'm standing here with this smug satisfaction, looking at all the kids, raising their hands, ready to pounce on them with my lesson. And over to the side is this young kid named Robert. And Robert was the shortest of the lot. In many ways, it reminded me of my father, from a single mother household, had some challenges at home. Was the last kid, he was the shortest, youngest. He was the last kid of all the kids I knew, got to know that summer, that I wanted to sort of squelch his view of what he could do and how he could compete. And so I was just going to walk over to him and say, there, don't worry about it. This is just an exercise, don't worry. But as soon as I took a step towards him, he turns around as fast as his little legs could catch him. He over to the auditorium. I'm like, oh, what do I do? He's upset, he's running home. And so I run after him and catch him in 3 strides. And pick him up, and it's wiggling underneath me. And I turn this kid around, and I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he looks at me, he goes, let me go. And I said, no, Robert, I'm sorry. It's just an exercise. What's wrong? He goes, no. You said you'd give $5 to the kid who can raise his hand the highest, right? And I looked at him, and I said, yeah. He looks over at the other kid, still straining and comparing, and he looks back at me with this brightness in his eyes. And he said, well, let me go, because I know a way to get to the roof. I gave him the 5.